Om. Namaste. Welcome everyone to Satsang today. Welcome everybody. And also welcome to all of you who are joining via broadcasting today from wherever you are, very much through the beautiful media of internet. We can be together and to enjoy in real time together this opportunity to look together, to explore, to discover together that which is true and real. And what it means true, what it means real. It cannot only be real because of the evidence of the senses. It cannot be real because it is perceived through the mind. It cannot be real today and unreal tomorrow. It cannot be trying to be real. It cannot be needing to be real. It cannot be with effort. It has to be natural and effortless. Is such a thing worth discovering? Of what use is it? Of what value is it? Because to human consciousness, we're always looking, so what is the good of this for me? How can I benefit from this? For such a one, it will be impossible to explain what is truth. We speak about truth. Oh, this is not true, that is not true. You said this thing, you said it's a lie, it's not true. Is this the definition of what is true? All that we see, all that we perceive through the senses and the mind is what comes and goes. Beyond your power to retain them, they come and go. Even the thing you presently hold to be most powerful, the thing you consider to be most beautiful, most valuable, you have no power to retain it. It comes and goes. Even the consciousness that you require to perceive things itself comes and goes. What is the weakness of that consciousness which comes and goes? Does that come and go? Is there anything about us that does not come and go? You may think your body doesn't come and go, but your body does not even know it is you. The body is the body, it is not personal. It does not know you. It is you who say, it is my body. Who are you? Of all things that we can question and seek to find or to know or to discover, find the one who knows knowledge and who knows ignorance and thinks nothing of them. The thing you celebrate as knowledge today, you cast away as invaluable tomorrow. What is there that one can rely upon absolutely? Can you rely even upon yourself? Our minds are so fickle that you feel something so profoundly one moment, and just a change of breeze and your mood changes, and the thing you consider to be so valuable is no more valuable. What is real and what is unreal? It may seem a bit of a naive question because you can say, this microphone sitting there is real. The fans are turning. It's a hot day, we'll all agree. That's real. What does it mean? But this day will pass, this moment will pass. Everything you perceive or conceive will pass. Everything passes. Everything that comes goes. Has there been anything that come and stayed? Everything that appears in your conscious mind comes and goes. Even our great loves, they come and go. Is there anything that does not come or go? That is what we are here to find out today. And it should not take longer than today or this hour. Because if it is true, where is it hiding that it should take so long? We are here to look at that, not other things. Other things are secondary. If you have some time left over, some pastime, you can search for those things. If there's an urge still remaining in you to find that which is ephemeral. But if there's an urge in you to find out that which is beyond the grip of anxiety and fear and judgment and doubt and death and even belief, then I think we stand a chance. Huh? So, welcome to Satsang. Welcome to Satsang. And off we go. Who is coming? You had your hand up for us. You can come today and say, come here. You come here. Mm-hmm.
So today, I think it's time to introduce myself as who I really am, not as the changing identity.
Okay.
And I was writing something today.
Yes, you got something there?
I've got something in my notebook, but
Okay.
it's not finished completely.
Is it long like that?
No, it's short.
Hmm?
It's short.
Where does it start?
You want to read it?
Oh, you read it.
Okay, I'll read it.
Or should I read it for you? I hope I can read your writing. Dear Guruji, there's only one of us. In this display of consciousness, seems... You read it. I can't. I think he's a pharmacist or something.
Okay, so it starts like, Dear Guruji, there's only one of us. In this display of consciousness, sense of I is fading. Understanding is taking place that God is speaking, and that God is thinking. God is creating all of us, and that we are Him. Manifested world is like a mirror in which Creator decides to contemplate Himself. In this moment, everything comes and goes. Story of David is taking place. And the prayer in this fading story is,
after me.
So the prayer was that the God in me would always see God in everyone else.
Carry on. It can stop there too, if it's like that. You say God inside, the God within your own self. Have you realized this? So that when you say I to yourself, in the truest sense, it is God, without blasphemy. It's only blasphemy if you believe that you are a person, independent, autonomous, and you are God. But if the person is not there, you don't even need to say you are God. You somehow just carry on. Your actions, your thoughts, your feelings are a flow of harmony. Naturally, love is expressed, justice is expressed, compassion is expressed, truthfulness is expressed. All of this will be expressed. And you don't have to make any grand statement about anything at all. You see? Because it will be totally natural. Just like you know you are a man. You don't go around telling people, hey, I'm a man. You don't say that because it's totally natural for you. You have no doubt about it. And something that is so completely natural for you, you don't even need to state it. It's so natural. You don't say, look, I'm breathing. Look, what's wrong with this guy? I mean, so what? You're the only one breathing? So whatever is natural, we don't speak about it. You don't say, I'm a man. God doesn't say, I'm God. Truth doesn't say, I'm truth. It's the lie that says, I'm true. So, if in your heart you know that unity, that as you started your letter, there's only one of us, meaning all the us, the yous and me's, they're one. They're one. They may not be the same in expression, but they're one in essence. And you are established in that essence. You don't even have to make an effort to treat everyone equally. It just comes out of your being that the way you treat. You cannot treat everybody the same also. It doesn't mean that. You cannot treat everyone the same. Not everyone wants the same treatment. It will flow out of your harmony, which means that somehow your actions, your words, they will be appropriate somehow to the needs of the moment. You don't have to say anything. We say namaste. The God, it says, the God here greets the God in you. It's okay. The mind has to hear these things. It is the place where forgetting and remembering happens. But the heart is even beyond remembering and forgetting. It's the place of isness, of what is. It has no pretense. It doesn't even have anything to teach even. Look at the sun. What is it doing up there? Is it even shining? It just is. And because of the power of its radiance, its warmth and its light, gives life to the world. Is the world benefit? Some people are worshipping in the sun. Another one is having suntan. Okay? Is it the sun's job to give suntan? And then to... No. It just is, and everything find their life in it. Just like your inmost self is like that. Why confine it to inmost? Why not also outmost? Is it under curfew? So when you say there's only one of us, nobody in the world understands you. This is something you must know in your heart. You don't even have to speak. It will only speak to the ears that are blessed enough to understand what it means. It won't say that. For most it will be quiet, silent. It will not state even that which it considers to be obvious, it will not say. It will say only what is needed, what is appropriate. What is appropriate? Must it be serious? No. It can be funny also. Time for fun, it's appropriate, but don't be thinking it's appropriate to laugh now. That's not appropriate. Now it's time to be spontaneous. No, that's not spontaneous. Because it would mean that there's somebody there strategizing when to be this and when to be that. And that's where the mind comes like that. You told me the other day, I think, it's true, you're leaving soon, Wednesday or something? Is it like this?
My leaving date is on Wednesday.
Yeah.
I didn't really want to leave.
Oh, you don't want to leave?
That fast, no.
Oh.
But then, yeah, my leaving date is on Wednesday, so...
I see.
So that's the situation, basically.
When is the date for leaving the ego? What date?
No.
Now?
No, please.
Can we choose? Can we choose? I see some yes and lots of silence. Choose. Yeah, you can choose. You can keep choosing also. You can choose that somehow, or you may come to a place that it feels after a while, okay, enough. Whatever he's saying, I will not listen. Can you fulfill your vows? Does it go like that? I want to show you the way. What is the most simple way? That is not depending on strength. It's not depending on strength, but on pure understanding. And to clarify, where is your true position? Where are you looking from? Because it is perceived here that mostly when we speak, who we take ourselves to be, we are speaking about the wrong one. You're not speaking from your true place. And from the place that we are speaking, it is impossible to be true. And how do we know this? When I meet one who wants to find out, I will say more about it. The most important thing that you've written here is what? Tell me something in one sentence.
everything comes and goes.
Everything comes
So
and
I
goes.
can't be found.
So?
Well, I think this is the most powerful sentence because everything comes and goes. The thought comes and goes. My body comes and goes. Like I'm always changing.
People won't understand that your body come and go. Does your body come and go? Yes, come here and go there, come here. But does your body ever come and go from you?
Well, it depends from which perspective are you looking.
From the highest perspective, I ask you, tell me the highest thing. Are you always holding constantly a self-image in your mind? A self-portrait of yourself? Is there any blank space, any unused space in you where you're not you? It's too difficult question.
No.
Huh? From you wake up in the morning and the waking consciousness is present, are you compelled to be in gear all the time, meaning that you're up to something, transacting, doing something? Or is there some space that is empty? And would that be of any value to have some empty space? Or must you use up all your gigabytes for thinking or... Is there any value in this empty state or a state of neutrality? Don't speak from spiritual conditioning now, from your own experience. Is it of any real value to be empty? What about ambitionless? Maybe your parents are watching. I'm not advocating, I'm just saying. Just taking a feel for how much are we invested in a way to be in order to please someone in life or a number of people in life who we may perceive have expectations of you, reasonable or unreasonable. And how perhaps going your own way could be considered to be selfish, self-obsessed. Okay. Your last sentence, say something to me. You're leaving on a train and the wheels are turning. What your last word to me is what? Or maybe to all of us.
I love you. That's the one.
Okay. Okay.
I think you're not satisfied with this answer.
No. I asked you to tell me. I have to accept it. I love you is good. All of you. It's good. It's true. It's not true. last word, you know? To existence. By last word, not true. Is anything in this book true? Is anything in that book true? Maybe it's better you don't say anything. Just let the train go.
It feels like if I say something, it's just like, it's not completely true.
That would be true.
Yeah. But from another perspective, I also feel like it comes from the emptiness.
They say?
I feel like it comes from the emptiness.
What?
The words.
Yes, yes. Yeah. I should not have pressured you like that. If your last word is not true, everything that went before the last word, is any of that true?
It is. It is, but it might not sound in this moment like it is. But every time I write something down, it's like I'm looking. So it comes, most of the stuff I write comes from looking, my inquiry.
Okay, we're not getting very far with this. If you had to leave this existence right now, where do you stand in yourself? You're right and good? Any baggage, any weight, any pressure, any regrets? As you are, as you stand, to search yourself. Any unfinished business? This is not a bad check. Okay, enough on this, we're struggling. Next one, who's come? You come. Okay. Okay. Good. Thank you. Okay. Yes. Okay.
Hi, Guruji.
Hello, darling.
I had to stand up.
Yes.
Finally, because I don't want to hide any longer.
No, okay.
I really don't know if I'm hiding or what I'm hiding, but
And who are you who would be hiding? Let's get a close-up on that. Who are you who would be hiding? What is it to be made visible about you? Why would you be hiding? If you are hiding, why would you be hiding? What does it mean, I don't want to hide anymore? What are you wanting to? You want to stand up and say, look, okay, whatever is hidden and concealed, I want nothing more to do with this. So, If you are not anymore hiding or hidden, what are you? Your body is appropriately dressed, no? It is covered. We don't want to see anything more than is visible, generally. Okay? The body is covered nicely, and also our behavior or conduct is nicely packaged and so on. Everything has some garment over it. Now you declare, I don't want to be hiding, and we know you're not talking about your body. Maybe mind, conditioning, something there. Is that where you're locating yourself? Or even deeper down?
I really don't know.
Time to know. What is really your request, you see? What is really your request, you see? Is it an urge for clarity and truthfulness or openness?
Yes. There is so much peace since I'm here.
Yes.
And stillness. And
Yes.
sometimes I'm not sure if my mind is playing some death or...
You think your mind might be playing peace? Can your mind play peace? Let's look at it, because people have said it a number of times. Maybe, I don't know if it's my mind playing, playing here. Can your mind play peace? For how long? Huh? There's peacefulness. What else you said? There's peace and...
Stillness.
Stillness is here. Can
And
the
also-
mind play stillness? Can you ask the monkey to be still? Room full of bananas. Is mind going to be still?
I think I don't trust myself.
No, who are you speaking of? Which self now? When you say this, no? Why are these gatherings so important? Because you're looking inwardly, you're scanning for what is untrue, for the seeds of deviousness or whatever, no? You say, yeah, you think you are what? What did you say now? You don't remember?
No. I think that I don't trust myself.
I don't trust myself. So first you must know and introduce yourself when you meet yourself, when you say yourself. Ordinarily in life, nobody is coming so far, even to this stage. Nobody needs to ask you, who really are you? It would seem even rude. I am John Brown. I am the architect. Nice to meet you. Very good. It's enough. Yeah, I know you're the architect, Architect is what you do, not what you are. Who really are you? I'm a man. Well, we know that. What beyond this, who are you? So nobody's asking. Your parents don't ask you. Even your husband or wife don't ask you. I don't trust myself. What did it mean? We all think we know what it means, but what does it mean? I don't trust myself, meaning what?
It means nothing.
I may suddenly run up and punch someone in the face or something. What do you mean you don't trust yourself? You don't trust your mind? It's about time we know that one. Don't trust your mind, maybe. It says the most vulgar, the most inappropriate, vile things. So I'm sure you already know you don't really trust your mind. No? So we throw him out as well. So who is left now to not be trusted? What did it mean? I don't trust myself.
It's seen when I say that.
Yes. Yeah. So the untrustworthy self and the untrusting self are both seen by what? You just admit, no? It is seen when it is spoken, and you challenge me. I see, aha, this untrustworthy self is what then? It's an idea you have about yourself at the moment. It's a self-image you're holding onto at the moment. It is something you're believing at the moment. I don't trust myself. It's a thought that you will either choose to believe or to reject. So if you choose to believe this thought, it means that you're there before this thought. You were not feeling untrusting towards yourself previously. Then suddenly the thought comes and suddenly the feeling comes. Yeah, I don't trust myself. Because it is believed. But you were there before the thought came. Who were you then? Yes. And now with the thought come, do you become the thought?
No.
Only if you believe in it. This is the power of belief. It's one of your fundamental powers. When you believe something, you believe it into existence and it becomes your experience. You follow or not? Yes. Is it of some value what we're speaking?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you say, I don't trust myself. I'm trying to look what it means, I don't trust myself. I don't trust myself. But all the time? I don't trust myself. Can it be just a thought? Did you want to go out this way? Why not? Can it be not just a feeling? Maybe an habitual feeling? That you have accommodated this type of thought in the past and now it's easy to say it the second time round and the third time round, the fourth. It becomes easy and after a while you believe it. And guess what? Nobody can trust you either. If you can't trust yourself, who should trust you? I can't trust myself. Yeah, what's your work? I'm bank manager. Oh my God, no. You have to be out. All these things are thoughts. They have no power. A thought cannot believe in itself. It cannot think itself. It becomes a potential, a probability, only through contact. A thought arising by itself, without any claimant, what happens to it? Where it goes? Whose thought is it? By a thought merely appearing or arising in the mind, it's not enough to call it a thought. Only when it connects up with a thinker thought, then the process of thinking is born out of that. So many potential stupid thoughts come, and you don't even remember them. Why? Because you did not connect with them. You only connected with the ones that you have had a relationship with in the past. And you've had a certain feeling from them, good or bad, and then it's back again. Hi. Hey. Tea? Yes. Earl Grey? Sure. 2 sugars. You're in. You are in. Is it possible that, as I said, you don't have to overcome or transcend something which has no interest for you? Why would you have to work at it to overcome it? It doesn't register in consciousness. It hasn't happened if you have not touched it. You see? We only have to transcend such thoughts which you have created a relationship with, and then they have in some way they've caught onto you and give you the sense of being a person, then that will create some sense of struggle, you see. So I'm still with you when you say, I cannot trust myself, I cannot trust myself. Now you saw that, I saw that. So if you see that, it's not you, it is only a bubble arising, no? You who see the thought or the belief, I can't trust myself, now you reject this belief. It means nothing at all. I gave it its meaning. I gave it its power. A thought arises, it has no power of its own. It runs on phantom power, meaning that it has to connect with the thinker, and then it will generate the process of thinking. You see? So all its power, it derives from you. It sucks the power from your investment, your belief. Identity empowers the thought, isn't it? This is why you think you're suffering from every thought that comes? No. Maybe 2 or 3 main ones is enough to mess up your life for a long time. Not 200, 300. No, nobody can stand 200, 300 thoughts unless they're in the madhouse. And then they cannot stand it also. Actually, if too many thoughts come, you might find yourself to be totally silent. It's just too much to engage. Just forget the whole thing. And you may find total silence even. You can juggle with 3 balls. Some do it with 5. Some do it with 10. Can you do it with 50? You're not a juggler, so 2 is enough. 3 is enough. You who see the thought or the feeling, you are what? Can you be trusted? You who see the untrustworthy sense of self and say, aha, it's not here, it's kind of there now. That which perceives that, but is not holding on or giving any value to that. What is that one? Is that one trustworthy?
Yes.
Yes. Does it care about trustworthiness?
No.
Stay in that place.
It feels a kind of neutral.
Neutral
and
is good.
That the 1.5 weeks I'm here, I felt this neutralness
Yes.
a lot of time, and I
Yes.
think that was. I was start thinking there is not either joy or sometimes yes, but
You said what?
When this neutralness was
Yeah.
here
Yes.
very much, a lot of time, and so without joy or without, and so I think then I started to mistrust or
Mistrust what?
the
The mind or the neutral?
I
I wanted to ask you, if and when you're in the state of neutrality, does thoughts attack neutrality also?
No, normally not.
Anybody else? Does it say, boring? Yeah. Is it an attackable state? You're not moving on with your life. You start to meet your friends. They've got a Lamborghini. You're living in a tent, being very neutral. Does it come under attack? Huh? Only if you rise up into personhood. It cannot be attack your neutrality. It must be for the voice of the person. Then feel, yes, I have been single for long enough. To be a human being, you have to have some red buttons for the mind to touch. No? You always feel you're missing your chance? Or I say, you? She said when she's in the state of neutrality, the thoughts say, you're missing your chance. You're missing your chance to be somebody? Or what?
To be free.
Oh, so neutralness also is not free yet. You can be circling around these kind of feelings for quite a long time. You must also learn to be very strict with yourself and not to indulge even these little questions, that make you feel like, yeah, actually, I am contemplating. You must cut them. Cut them. This ship has to sink today. Is not going to sink with, a little toothpick going through the bottom. We need a grenade.
Yes, please.
Yeah. Grenade means that you instantly are in that place where you can see none of this actually. If you are smart, then you see that even one example understood well spreads very far. If you're not so smart, you think your little example is only for your little problem. If you're smart, you look and you think, my God, this applies to this as well, and that, and that, and that, and that, and this. Whoa! Can you be alive in a full and content and complete way? Being nobody in particular. Being in a state of neutrality. Or do you need the sense of being a doer, an achiever of things? Do you need to be this one to get somewhere? And does it work? Is anybody successful in this way? And by success, I don't mean you have money, a fat pocket. I mean that you are healthily happy, peaceful, content, universal in your conscious expression, your consciousness, something universal. We should all have something universal about your presence. It cannot be always just this local ego. And not that you can practice universality. I'm not saying this. Your very nature is universal. Truth is universal. Not practice to become universal. Because if you become universal, personally universal, there's a bad smell in there from the beginning. When you're free of the attachment to the sense of personhood, the need and the addiction of personhood, then you are free. And it won't be what you think. Your life won't be what your mind tells you it will be. You will have to discover it fresh every moment. It will be fresh every moment. There must be something unpredictable about you. If you're always predictable, you're as good as dead. And even death is not predictable. All of this you're seeing, all the senses and the sense objects and the intention, the mind and its idiosyncrasies, personality, desire, time, change, all of this is appearances in you, only appearing. Only appearing. This your universe is an appearing act, including the sense of you in it. But who is the ultimate perceiver of this? Where is its place? Does it occupy only the probability of a future state to reach, or is it here with you Are you growing back into yourself? Are you growing back into your universality? Or are you becoming more and more tight, needy, fearful, judgmental, contracted, dense? You can tell. You have come to a state of neutrality. She over there say, even in neutrality, the mind is still there. Is he virile there? Is he powerful, potent? He says, you're missing your chance. Did you ask him chance to do what? Or did you just start to cry? You're missing your chance. Did you say, what chance? What chance is missing to do what? To become like you? You have to be a fighter also. The truly peaceful person must also be capable to fight. Fight when it's right. If you're just docile, you're not attractive to truth. The mind won't even have to attack you. The mind will say, stay with mama, baby. If you're under attack from your mind, it's because you're moving towards freedom. That's why you're being attacked. And for some people, they feel that type of attack more strongly in satsang also. In a place like this, they run from this to go back into the world, and the world says, hey, where you been? Cheers. If you're under attack, it's because you're onto something. There's a power within us also that is moving to distract you from freedom. It is not stronger than you, but it may seem to overwhelm you because you give in to weaknesses, you see. Nothing is more powerful than your spirit. Nothing is more true or more complete. You are the eternal one. But we will perish and feel the sense of perishing due to ignorance. Even in life, surrounded by such abundance. You live like a poor man. Be ruthless. You have to also be ruthless when it's time to be ruthless. Ruthless means not tolerating these tendencies which are not honoring your truth. Be willing to turn away from something. You have this power, remember? You have this power. Yes, please come. And you have something more to say before you go back?
No, thank you. Thank you so much.
You must be clear where you are. Please come. You must be clear. Clearer, if not clearest. You clear. Yes, I am not in this position. I'm not that. That's the easy mistake to make. But I'm not going to make it easy for mistakes. Yes, thank you.
You say we have to fight.
When the time comes to fight.
I don't know, but when I'm on my attachments, when I'm seeing them and I want to get over them,
Yes.
and I try to fight, then my mind fights, not me.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. When the time comes to fight.
Yeah.
This actually comes with maturity more. If you fight, sometimes the thing is we are fighting wrong fight. You're fighting sometimes against your friends. You fight against the people who love you also. Sometimes there's a place for that also. But you're fighting when the war is over. You must know when to fight. There's a time to say, no, hang on a second, I cannot just give in to this kind of thought. You see, that's what I mean by fighting. You see? But you say now that there are times when, please tell me where you are when you say. You were saying something to me.
I try to...
About tendencies?
Yeah, my attachments. I try to watch them and to find a way to get rid of them.
Yes. I'll show you an excellent way. You say you feel these forces of attachments. Clearly you cannot be enjoying them because you want to be free of them, isn't it? Although it might seem to be a new way of looking, it's powerful. First, you may start like this, particularly at the beginning, beginners, you know. First, try and be clear. You may write it down. What are the attachments? You can write them down. I tell you, write them down now because in a little bit you're going to start to forget them. Okay? Write it down. What are the attachments? You can write attachment to this feeling of I need to be with these people, or I need my friends, or whatever. So you write it down, attachment, okay. That's what the attachment is. Now also write with equal clarity, who is the one who is attached? Of course, the reflex answer is me. I'm the one attached. Okay, but me means what? See if you can identify clearly what this me is when you say me. Because no one goes past the me. It is such a powerful assumption that the me is enough, it's me. Which largely means what? Yeah.
I think it's the one who needs love.
Okay, good, write this down. The one who needs love. No, I'm serious about this. The one who needs love. That's the one who's attachment, okay? The one who needs love. Go further to try and identify the one who needs love. Looks like what? Try and see if we can catch it. Is it tangible? Is it a tangible entity? The one who needs love. You're following? You must follow. Okay? This one who needs love. You've said something. The one who needs love. It's a good start. The one who needs love. Identify more further. Bring it into the picture. Who is it?
The one who feels divided.
The one who feels divided. Okay, that's more stuff too. The one who feels separated or divided. Okay? Put some identity. What is it? Which one is it? What does it look like? Can it be identified like, yes, this is the one, Mooji. Yeah, here it is. Here she is. She's there, sitting there. Look, that one. Okay? See, can it go further?
I have a picture of it. I don't know in me.
Well, you must have, you've been using the picture of your body and your emotions to create an identity, a photo fit of this sense of yourself. But now you're actually looking to see if it is true. This particular one, the needy one. Don't just give her a house, just look, who are you? Look at it, see if you can find. But don't create. Don't imagine, just see if this that you're telling me, the one who feels separated, the one who needs these things, see if you can identify more than this. Try and see if you can be identified without using your imagination, and tell me what happened. Show me her, the one who is like this. Is there an entity there? If there is identity, it implies an I entity. Can you find it? Who actually is it? The one who feels divided, is where? Because the suffering we feel we know. We call them, I call them my tendencies or my attachments. And I don't want them. I don't want these attachments. I want to be free of these attachments, okay? So the one who wants to be free of these attachments is who exactly?
Same.
Huh?
The same.
The same mean it's you?
No.
No. It is the idea you are believing yourself to be. And it is something that we have gotten used to it. It without going far, it shapes itself. You did not create it bit by bit. It shapes itself into the sense of a I, me. It works with the same I. This feeling I can be very, very small, can be very localized, and it can be universal. This I principle, you must try and understand it, because God says, I am. But the devil also says, I am. And the ego also say, I am. And the mosquito also knows, I am. This I feeling, the sense of existence in this body, I, consciousness, am, is inside all sentient forms. That's how you know you exist. Nobody taught you, you just know it, that you exist. The feeling I is actually your name. I means consciousness. I, consciousness, am. This offshoot, this belief, this person is like an offshoot of this consciousness. But if you look for it to try and identify, you can't find it. When you look for it tangibly. But still, the feelings, you use feelings and memory and desire to construct like a self out of it. But there is no self. There's just consciousness, the one who is experiencing and imagining itself to be that particular. You are there. You are the one who says, yes, I don't like this feeling, and this feeling is here, and so on. It's coming out of you. But behind even the voice saying that, there's a stillness which is not saying anything at all. You're aware of that. Every word that is spoken, every thought that arises out of and appears in front of this one that no one also cannot find. And yet, throw everything away, and it you cannot throw away.
Does it stay when I throw it?
Huh?
Does it stay? Does it stay when I throw it?
When it's?
Does it stay there? And I throw it, but it stays there?
Yes. Try and see. Everything else you can take away. Everything else can come and go. Everything else is traffic. Everything else. Take everything. And what remains is that which you cannot throw away. Even the idea of you trying to throw it away, you become an idea arising in it. Even you, as the one throwing everything away, finally becomes an idea appearing in the thing you cannot throw away. And then you will come to see the thing you cannot throw away is you. But you will experience this, not think it, not just believe it. And like this, each time it comes and you see people suffering thoughts. If you can come to the place I'm showing you, beyond the believer in what is happening, because the believer is also an image arising in it. Identity is also an image arising in it. So you will pass identity also on the way home. You're going beyond everything, but you're not going beyond out that way. You're going beyond this way. When everything is gone, everything you look, you'll feel that something is here that no one can touch. This is your God place. You've heard of Godmother, Godfather. Huh? This is not Godmother, Godfather. This is God Self, God place. Where even all ideas you've held about yourself begin to expose themselves as merely idea. Even your most beautiful idea of yourself is merely an appearing image in that one. And once you begin to keep looking, and you'll find that here you are most complete, you are most happy, you are most truthful, you are free. You are not dependent on anything at all. And you are without arrogance. It's not that you are free and you are arrogant about it. There's no one to be arrogant about it. You're in your original state. After this, if you start, someone asks you, what is your name and what is your address, you can still say, my name is Jennifer, or I'm John, I live at, Monte, Sahaja, so on and so on. So you know the thing to say. You don't have to try to be accurate. Well, I live nowhere and everywhere. You're not going to say stupid like this, okay? Because the self is smart. It's not going to do this. It doesn't want to show off. It's not trying to demonstrate spirituality. And when you're empty like this, you can converse with any beings without preparation, without research. You're automatically tuned in to you're synchronized with their energy level automatically, spontaneously, intuitively, freely. You don't have to carry a bag of information. You can be totally empty. Because when you enter of ego, only the Supreme is here. And it doesn't have to rehearse what it's going to do. The God Self doesn't have to think, next week I think I want to... It does not work like that. And yet, you can be fully human in your way. You can move with your family, take care of your things, you can whatever. But it will be superficial consciousness. It will be much lighter. And don't be displeased with the word of this, the sense of something superficial. It should be superficial. All of this should be superficial when you find this. Until you find this, everything is heavy, important, consequential. It should be superficial, but still bright. Is there anything more superficial than a mirror? You see the whole world in it, but if you look behind, there's nothing. Huh? There's nothing there. And the mirror is not working. It never gets tired. It never say, look, I've reflected enough today. Give me a break. It doesn't have opinions. It is just a surface. This surface is here to reflect the Supreme, the Lord of the universe. Everything that appears in it. But that knowledge will only come when you are free of arrogance. And there's only one who is really arrogant, and it's the ego. That which creates these distortions in perception, who makes you feel as though you are someone special or unspecial, good or bad, worthy or unworthy. You are beyond this. But are you willing to look? Because in the marketplace of the phenomenal world, there are innumerable, uncountable things to become engaged with. All the toys of the world, all the tastes that can come. And yet, you can find your way to Satsang. I'm very happy to speak with you.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, very good. You? Yes, you can come. Oh. Okay, come then. Yeah, come then, yes, I want to talk to you anyway. Your book, you put your hand up for your book or what? Okay.
Dear Guruji, I am writing to you this letter because I am leaving tonight.
You're leaving tonight?
Yeah.
Okay.
I hope to come back soon, but I don't know what tomorrow will be made of. And I really want to tell you all I have in my heart before leaving Sahaja. First, I thank you for this great privilege to be able to spend these few weeks at your side. During these weeks, I have hated you when I was identified to my ego. It burned like never before by your grace, investigation, and the power of this place. I loved you when I was stepping back from this Simon. I was only pure love. It is so good to be just an instrument of God and to see Him spreading through us this divine fragrance. But finally, I found out that I am neither the one who was identified nor the one who's stepping back. I thank the construction team to integrate me as they did. I thank all the Sangha to welcome me with so much love, compassion, and generosity. I thank God for guiding me to you, and I thank you for guiding me to Him. Thank you for the showing me that in reality, I don't exist. That exists, not me. We are all that behind the veil of our ignorance. My only prayer is that we all come together in this truth, and we will do it. It cannot be otherwise. I thank you to guide us to the truth. You do it wonderfully well. Even if I speak English just a little, I understand Satsang. Satsang is beyond words. It was a real honor for me to bring my modest contribution to build this place and to support this Satsang space. You are today the most beautiful encounter of my life. With all my respect and my gratitude, Simon.
I'm very happy with him, because we met in Rishikesh. I was in Rishikesh, and I saw him always where I'm sitting on the platform. He was always in the same place all the time, at the left, to my left. Just I can see him there now. Also, that is looking at there. He was always sitting there, and then one time we sat down very near, and he came, and then I said, "Wait a second." He really had very intense look about him, So then one time, he came to see me at where I was living, and his English is not as good as it is now. Was not as good as it is now. He's picked up all this here, Monte Sahaja English. He speaks. But he wrote letter, and at first I thought the letter was sound a little arrogant, and also a bit mental. But I saw something in him, I said, "You come. I want you to come spend some time." And he has come here, and he has been a shining star here for me. This one, and yes, so I'm very, very happy if you can leave this place like this. I am very happy. You see, and you come back. Yeah. I wonder how your parents will find you now. Because sometimes the parents come also because they say, something has happened to you. Some parents are like that. They say, "What's happened? You're a much more nice person. Very calm, very peaceful, and so on." I think you're a good ambassador for Monte Sahaja. Just being the way you are. You see? So it's a very, very good letter, I feel. So I come with you and you stay with me. Okay? You know what it means. Okay. Very good. We love you. Very good. Oh, I want to hear what you say. Yeah, you. I mean, thank you. Yes, yes, yes. Very good. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I think it is time, Guruji, for the big chop.
The big chop.
The big chop. I mean, even though I know that the ego doesn't exist, it's a virtual reality.
Even though you know what happened?
The ego
Doesn't
really exist.
Acha.
It's a virtual reality.
Virtual reality, yeah.
Yeah, it's like when you watch the 3D movie Gravity and you see one of those nuts coming towards you. It's so realistic. You try to touch it, it's not there.
Yeah.
But you still do it for fun.
Yeah.
The
Are you
ego is not
having
there.
fun? Are you having fun with ego?
It can be at times, but at times, it is still feel it has a certain reality to it.
Yes.
Although all the study...
When are those times when it has the most reality? Have you looked at who you are in those times, everybody? When ego feels like it has the strongest power and sense of reality is when? It's always when you become personal. It gets you into the place of the person. You're at your weakest, and it is at its strongest. As a result of your own satsang, what's happened is that the egoic state cannot follow you there because you are living at too high an altitude for this ego. It's too dense. It cannot breathe in that climate when you're in your natural state. But if it managed to get you something inside, some seeds of personhood is there, and it catches this thing, and then it's like it pulls the person up, and there is where the trouble starts.
Wouldn't you say the ego and the person are the same, or the egoic mind, or how?
You have different ways of putting it like that, no? The thoughts that make you feel personal, that say, you're not good enough, or, you're far too good to be with these people, or whatever it is. And then you start, pride comes, or a sense of insecurity, or the feeling of rejection brings up strong personhood. It's always with us. Something, some seed is always present. It's just the strength of it will change depending upon how established you are as the self again, you see. Because it will come and doubts will come. You should not be ashamed that some doubt come for a moment, but that you look through that and see the root of it, what it's based on, then you can come out of him.
So here's taking it to real life, right? Consciousness, awareness, all that is fine. It was really wonderful to hear from you months ago in September when you said, are you aware that you're seeking, you're wanting to be established as awareness consciousness is a play happening in awareness?
Yeah.
Nobody had told me those words, and they had
It is not for
tremendous
everybody.
impact.
It is not for everybody. It is for everybody, but it's not for everybody at the same time.
Yeah.
When you have the space in you, the maturity to hear those words inside your heart, then it is good for you. Because then they will have an impact. They will matter, and they will create the right changes that are necessary to bring about that, to in some way destroy those seeds.
And I heard though that you gave me a full hour, at Zimar, and I've heard that many, many times, absorbing it
Yeah.
in my heart. very wonderful. But here's what it comes down to, and I've done a lot of research in the area of consciousness. Consciousness is all that I care for, really. Don't tell that to my career folks. They won't like it. It might impact.
Are you apart from consciousness? Please don't answer me quickly. Consciousness is all I care for. Then I ask you, can you stand apart from consciousness, and as what?
No, even that is understood for many, many years, that consciousness is all that exists, including me. The core of me is consciousness. And
when I say consciousness, there's two aspects in which I can present the consciousness according to what I'm speaking. One is the fluid consciousness, the dynamic consciousness, in which the sense of movement and time and change and growth and the senses are playing and the sense of identity is playing. That is also the kind of fluid, dynamic consciousness. And then there is the non-dynamic consciousness, which you can equate with the term awareness also, pure awareness. So it is important that I clarify what I mean by that, you see. When you say consciousness is all I care about, where's your standpoint in saying this? Are you apart from consciousness to care about consciousness, or I don't want this to be a mental exchange, but just with what identity are you speaking at the moment?
yeah, that statement was a way of speaking, but
Okay.
I very much know through experience as well as theory that all there is consciousness. And if you look at the consciousness as an ocean, one can even say 99% of it in the depths is stillness. The moment, and many of the times when you say you take your attention there and stillness is already there. So both the theory and the practice, they come together for me.
Okay, let's get to the.
Let me add one more. And this whole duality, mind, thought, feelings, is just the surface of consciousness where all the wave activity plays out.
So why you want big chop?
Yeah, the big chop is that in the manifested life, there are still decisions to be made, and especially in the last couple of years, life has turned, how should I say, and maybe it's very much for my own growth and awakening.
Yes, if there
dealt
is
me a
decisions
few
to be made.
difficult problems and challenges, and they continue.
Yeah, but you must look at why are they so difficult and so on. Why is it that world is so developed emotionally and climatically that I have to deal with, and so then it must be that something is there that's really calling you and holding you, consciousness, in the state of personhood, because the person is needed to address these things, which are important decisions to be made. Does God have important decisions to be made? Yes. Please understand what I'm speaking. I'm not saying you are God. No, not in this way. But there is the capacity within all human beings. Because if you are attracted to God, why are you attracted to God? Are you attracted to God to be always attracted to God? Or is there not an attraction must be satisfied by some contact, some harmony, some merging or something? Suppose you fell in love with someone, but you could never actually meet them and be one with them. You can only long for them. Isn't it a torture? So can longing be the outcome? No, it must take you to the thing. And if longing comes for God, it must take you to God. Isn't it? Yeah? Otherwise, he's a sadist or something, or what something. Create all this capacity in us to love and to desire to be with and can't reach you. So there must be within us the capacity to experience the sense of unity and harmony with the Supreme Being. Otherwise, what is it? We're left dangling for eternity, or what? So this is what I'm speaking. And when you speak now and you say, yes, but these things, but in the real world, okay, you can say also it's just a way of speaking. But be careful of these ways of speaking, because they can become from ways of thinking also. In the real world, I have decisions to be made and something like that. Sometimes in your dream you have decisions to make. Should I stay or should I go? Maybe I'll go and talk to Mooji a bit about it. Dreaming also. But here you say, I have important decisions on. How you come to a important decision? Because the more that you suffer from identifying personally, then the more these things are going to appear to be real. They go together. They go together. The more you feel, yeah, but I'd love to come and spend time with you, man, but I've got so many things to do. And so you need to watch that, Who are you being to have so many things to do? Has the Supreme given you more things to do to block you from finding it? No, it can put innumerable things and say, look, you know what? I can put innumerable possibilities for distractions for you. But I've also, the reason why I do this, because I put in your heart the advantage to get over all of them, because you have the power in you, and you must use your power to convert the knowledge into wisdom, and use your power and find me. You see? But if you're saying, yeah, but right now, this, like important decisions, is important because something is caught. You see? Because if you are a contemplative one, and you've come to the sense, not just the intellectual conviction, but the passionate and experiential unity inside yourself, proportionately, your idea of a person and the pressure of the person will be diminishing as the power in you as presence grows. And you will turn back and look over your shoulder at the problem you were experiencing 5 minutes ago and go, what was that all about? I want to tell you this, to show you the unreality of problems as is conceived in the mind based upon the notion of being a person. When we see it so often, this contrast, this twist of consciousness, where one moment someone is deeply, deeply, deeply in trouble, and the next moment is like, what was I thinking? And these are states whereby you can be suffering intensely, taking tablets and injections for them, having physiological and psychological reactions to states produced in your mind, which when the seeing becomes clear, you're not believing it is clear. It is clear for you. And if it says, well, at a certain point, you may find that there was to turn to the left or to the right, and you may find neither. Can you travel on two roads? You're coming to a V, and it says, just go. I said, but how can I go? And you say, not to the left, not to the right, just go. I need to know. And I said, keep quiet and trust and go. Because sometimes the voice will talk to you like this, to see how much you're still in your logical mind, or whether you can be in your miracle mind. You understand? Yes. Because we'll always go back to, no, but it's not possible for so and so. And why should I do that? And I said, shut up. And go with the voice from here. And you must know the difference. You must know the difference between yourself and your mind. You must know the difference from the self and the mind. How it speaks and the energy that comes with it. You will discern energetically, even if you cannot work something out statistically, logically, but energetically it feels, just go. Or don't move. These things cannot be taught in books. You cannot learn or study spirituality. You cannot practice it. What I mean by spirituality. You can only discover. You can only germinate, bloom, flower. It's not something step 1, step 2, step 3. Of course, there are things to learn, and we can improve in our human conduct and behavior and so on, refine your consciousness and mind. But for the magicality of being, you must simply discover. You must give birth to yourself. You must burst open. How are you going to do it? We don't know techniques. Step into this fire of freedom. Step into the fire of self-discovery. Like I said, this fire will not burn you. It will only burn what you are not. This feeling, because many have come and they say, I've come to a very important split, a point in my life, I don't know which way to turn, or I'm so distressed. And I can see why you're distressed, because you're so involved in your projection. You are so believing what you're sensing. It's as though you left yourself, if that were possible. But it is possible experientially, because you identify again with the sense of this me who, I've come here before and I wasn't able to get through. Well, you're not that me. You're not who you were yesterday, even this morning. And yet, at the same time, I can tell you, you're the timelessly unchanging one. How are you going to make sense of these things? At the bodily level, there are so many transformations happening. At the mental, psychological, emotional levels, there are so many things changing. But in your essential being, you are the unchanging. Not everything about you can be changing. If everything about you is changing, you are lost. It's because there is the seed there, that which is eternally unchanging, that you can measure change, that you can perceive. Even the subtlest movement is perceived in you because of the silence and the stillness that is your nature, you see. Suppose everything was moving. How would you judge what the movement is? You're one of the movements. That's how it is when you identify as a person. And you sometimes bang, bang, okay? And I'm right. But because there's a stillness in which the sense of the person you perceive yourself to be is also perceivable. Once that is grasped, and it is growing with greater and greater clarity and strength, that your idea of yourself is only another phenomenal movement inside the greater you, which is the self. I don't want to tell you this, I want you to see this immediately, because it is true now. It is not waiting to be true, it's not something you put in the fridge to get frozen up. Your belief and your loyalty to your identity as a person keeps you on the treadmill. And that will be your life, because we are primarily perceiving what we are conceiving. But both what is perceived and conceived are both movements in the great self. You are the great self, apparently waiting to acknowledge itself, to recognize itself, to trust itself, if that was a thing.
You sometimes mention that you are the self as well as you are the manifested self, or the...
My manifest self is my changeful aspect. I'm not so bound up with that. All of this is myself. But it's my my traffic self. That's my trafficking movement like this. I can say this because whatever appears in consciousness arises out of consciousness. It is perceived in consciousness.
And that's my experience too. The question here is that for the manifest self part of me is the one that is operational in the world, dealing with people, making decisions. Does
Yes.
does there, with more stabilization, does there still a deliberate decision making take place, or is it really all spontaneous? Even the biggest life decisions happen spontaneously at the spur of the moment.
It's
Because
both.
small things, they don't, there are so many things that happen, they
Yes.
don't faze me.
Yes.
I came here 3 weeks ago. My bag, the checked bag, it arrived 2.5 weeks later,
Yes.
a couple days ago.
Yes.
So I had like one pair of jeans, one underwear.
Yes.
I
It's all
managed.
good. It's all good.
What I'm trying to say is,
the Lord has arranged things for
Yeah.
you quite nicely.
right. what I'm trying to say is, there's so many things that can be thrown at me, they don't
Yeah.
faze me at all. But there are some of the big things where there are decisions related to, let's say, in my son's future, various other things, where there's a question, what is my duty?
Yes. And this is good that happened to you so that you may exercise your powers of discernment, and your inquiry will take you back to the place where you will be at peace throughout the duration of your son's unfolding life and yours. You need not be a warrior simply because you're a mother or a father. It is to do with habits also. Some who take the Supreme God as a father, know God take care of them. And whatever is to be their destiny, that's what they're living also. Some thought they believed that until they became actual parents. You see? Others thought they could never accept such a thing. And now it's become manna from heaven for them. They are living by that every day. They're saying, thank you, thank you, thank you, that I don't know anything. And that I have to trust in you so completely. You see? So when I say these things, here is where it is exposing what keeps you in the mode of personhood still. Because these concerns is the concerns of the father you take yourself to be at the moment in that way. Can there be better things done for your son? Always. The more you are aligned with your own natural state, the more you're able to either sometime let him go and burn his hand and let him and save him at the last minute when it comes time to do and whatever, and not replace your life with his and become a wise father. It is possible to become a wise parent. Not because you're fixated on personhood or parenthood, but simply because you're fixed in the self. And the wisdom flow from there. And you may have to accept things that your tradition or your culture had not prepared you for. New shades of yourself will come into play. New seasons will come. Unexpected twists and turns will come, and all of them will enrich your existence and take you to deeper depths and greater heights within yourself. But you have to let go of the self you so tightly hold on to. You have to open your hands into God's hands. I don't know how much you will use this, because it can sometimes feel, yes, but it doesn't show me how to make those decisions, because you're so faithful to that, to how to make those decisions. Those decisions are also invented. There are some people go through life without making any decision, and some people have got decisions saved up for the next 2-3 years ahead of themselves. It just depends upon your temperament, your prarabdha karma or something, how that will be experienced. And even that I don't take so seriously. You're going to become an entirely new man with a new outlook, fresh and alive. You will not know where your decisions, they will not be explainable. You will just do some things because you know, but you can't prove to anybody else because, and you know, it's not, I don't have to prove it to anyone.
And I can tell from experience what you're saying is true because I've gone through that. You know how like the stock market goes up and down and crashes and goes up. I've gone through that on my consciousness journey. You know, being in some high states, flowing states, and some crashes and going up. Ever since I came across you in the last 1 year, you changed the whole game for me though, because previously it was still a person experiencing consciousness or higher aspects of consciousness and all. You changed the whole game, so really grateful for that.
But you're still that.
Yes.
It still has to just be burnt up, you know, so that you are not in the driving seat, but you're in the front seat. You know, I used to, when I shouldn't say this actually. Why are you so keen to get me into trouble? But there was a time when I used to take my son and my daughter, no? One at a time, and I used to go out driving sometime in the night, and my son was just, he couldn't wait to grow up to drive. He was about his age at the time. And I let him sit in my lap. We go driving, you know? And can you get into trouble for what you did a long time ago? So, we were driving, and he would be driving, and I says, okay, come on, go to the left. And he goes, and I'm just be there, kind of controlling, so okay, keep to the right here, keep straight, and so on. And he had all the time the sense that he's driving. And each time at the end he says, Dad, can I drive again tomorrow? And then he will tell, you know, he'll tell his Mom, Dad, let me drive. I said, no, don't say that. Anyhow, but I remember this, that sometimes you have the feeling you're driving the life. You know? But this you that you take yourself to be is still your dreaming you. It's still your dreaming self. And your deeper self is not waiting, but it is awaiting discovery. You're growing back into yourself. You're growing up in yourself. You're leaving gradually the ways of the heavily conditioned or hypnotized consciousness. And learning to trust and let go. And to see and experience, confirm. And this is why sometimes I say, I would like to, you know, uncuff you to me. And just let's move together for, I don't know if we could stand each other, I don't know. 2 weeks, everywhere together. And then as you're thinking as to what you're thinking, we can look together, and then you may ask, what do you think? And like this, and somehow I think it would be, I imagine it would be quite a tuning in to see where your thinking goes and how your mind is working, and just say, well, no, let's just wait for another few seconds, see what happens with it if you don't touch it now. And to see how the thing somehow heals itself. For you to witness that life takes care of life. Not you. You are taken care of as well, but not you responsible for taking care of life. Then you see. Because the ego is also consciousness, but it is green consciousness, young, unripe. So, and it wants to think it's ripe, basically. Ready for eating, nice, juicy, ready, mango. But he's still just a bud on the tree. And we are just growing back into that is. And it can happen very quick. Some things are ripen. In one night you ripen. Some of what you are understanding now may have taken you 20 years to learn or process. And it may take you only a week here, or less even. Because you're jumping, some people are walking, into a meter at a time, and others are jumping kilometers at a time. Another is moving in terms of galaxies. Another one is moving in millimeters. All depending upon your capacity and your openness. And your willingness to accept that you don't know anything, actually. Maybe I just don't know anything at all.
And that is true. Here's a question. In terms of the awakening, I mean, many times one comes across, including you, where there's a particular moment, your bad Lucknow moment, where you went to the market and then suddenly something went poof, and you said you couldn't find yourself. And probably from what I hear, you might say that's like a critical point, before, after. And that's what one hears for many people, that there's a particular... So the recognitions might be there, but there's one big dissolution moment.
I took you to that point. I took you already to that point a few weeks ago. Maybe others made better use of the time than you on that point. I took you to that point. I said, I was very happy you raised this question. I took you to this point. Sometimes rarely it comes like that. One time I was speaking to a whole group of people in Israel, I think, or one of these countries. And for some reason, it happened, the whole room reached that point. And we did not finish any more further the satsang that was allocated. I said, we don't need to speak anything more now. Enough for now. Yeah. Marinate in that now. The time everything had gone up together. Usually it comes ping pong, ping 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 pong, ping ping ping. Everything came up together. So, whoa, look at this. The waters are rising, look. And they came up together. We said, okay, good. Thank you, this is good. You came to that point. I spoke with you one time, and we came to that point. We were shoulder to shoulder in that moment. What happened?
Today I'm ready. Is there a choice that is made? And if there's a choice, who's making that choice? Is it still, is it coming from the self?
I am running out of patience now with
Okay,
that.
sorry.
Because that type of question is not going to get you there. If where you say you want to go, this question doesn't qualify for me. Think of a question that qualifies for me. This is merely what I call, there are kind of questions. One is called a knowledge question, which will be satisfied by a knowledge answer. And one is freedom question. I want to have a freedom question. I want that this room is burning and we're all going to die. Help me to get out of here. I want this type of question. If you are asking and you say, then, what does it need and so on, so. No, I need this type of question. Because only that is will sufficiently stimulate, the God self to respond to you. If you're asking me a philosophical question, then I'm feeling, well, time is going very slowly today. But if you want this, and I want this, I want someone to come like that. And not just to, because otherwise, if we don't reach this kind of climax of understanding, I feel, I could have been about the house doing something or at the chapel or something. So this is what I say. It was alive, coming, but something was holding on your... This difficulty is there. You are too loyal to who you think you are. You have to be willing to sacrifice it. And you're not going to understand me with your mind. You're not going to understand with the mind. You have to come give more than that. Your mind is not of any value. It changes tomorrow anyway. One of my neighbors, let me tell you, one of my neighbors used to come to my apartment every time. He used to be smelling a bag of glue. I don't know if you know about these things. Okay, I didn't know about them. I saw only one time he's breathing one big bag. I said, "What is he doing?" They say he's smelling glue. I said, "What? What for?" I'm very naive about these things. They just get completely stoned. And that's the only time he would come to see me. Mooji, I wanted to explain because only you can explain. I said, no, not today. Because whatever I tell you, you're going to forget in 2 minutes flat. I want to tell you something you can't forget. Yeah. Come to me sober and let's get drunk together. Okay, don't come like this and yes, okay, no. Something is there. Maybe it's not desperate enough. Because I remember you brought this point, and I said I was very happy with him. He brought this point. You must watch the video again. It's online somewhere, no? Watch it, all of you, as much as possible. See where he went with it. We could not go any further. We cannot go any further. Now you must hatch open. Like I say sometimes, hatch or become an omelette, basically. I don't want to do it like this. When you are ready, you won't even have to ask me. What is the point you there? Please take a look at it.
I have already watched that video.
And nothing happens?
Let's say...
You're a hopeless case?
No. God doesn't make hopeless case, you know that, right? No. Guruji, today I did really come that this is it, final. And take everything.
Okay. I take everything. I take everything. You say, I take everything. Everything that can be given and can be taken, I take it from you. If you give it, I take it. You give it and be done with it. I mean, if you give it, you didn't say, I lend you everything. You say, I give. Okay, it's not yours anymore. I have it now.
Thank you.
Yes, it is good. If you're in the heart with it, I'm in the heart with it. Take everything. Okay, it's gone. It doesn't take any time for me. As quick as you give, I can take. So it's done. So what's left now?
Just to be clear, should I...
You have not given, have not given, this question also is dried up, there's nothing left for you. You don't even have this question to ask if you have understood what you have said. Take everything. Okay, everything is taken. Then this question, what does it belong for you to ask this question even? It is no joke, I'm totally serious about it. Take everything, okay. I only hear jokers. Only jokers. Take everything, okay? Yes, but what should I... Shut up. You don't have nothing more to say then. Let me see what kind of life emerges from you. Then. You have said it. And I don't want anybody holding their hand up now because first you also... You are not going to ask me a question more important than the answer I'm giving you before you ask me a question. This is the answer I'm giving all of you before. So I'm nullifying your questions. My answer is more powerful than your question. So if you hold your question, you're missing your chance. You say you give it then. What point do you have to be asking anything then? It means that it's not given. I'm not a thief, I'm not coming to take what's not mine. You give, I take it. If you give, you give. What it mean? Then you'll be done with it. You don't have any more, yes, but anyway. No, we are finished. You are fired. Don't show up for work. You are fired. No? Then now it's my turn to sit back and see what is going to happen in the absence of what you are given. I am keen to see if you're just another joker. Don't say things you're not willing to stand by. Because when the words that you speak come from your heart and they're true, we don't need to say anything more. I am completely with you. Very good.
Thank you.
Very good. Very good. Okay. Good, good. That's very good. Okay.
Should I go?
Yes, good, good. Okay. All right. You go back and take just one more now.
Beloved Guruji, I don't have a question. I just want to speak from my heart of where I am. I went back home, home quote unquote, for 2 months, and it was like a trip like never before. Every single thing that you said is true. Just amazing. I just let go of all control of the trip. I had no control over the trip other than arriving. I had nowhere to stay. I had no vehicle. There was 101 things to accomplish. And it all happened with the most incredible grace and flow, all of it. And I went to see I hadn't seen my kids in 3 years. I'm very happy with dropping the identity of a mother. And I went to see my birth family, first time in 8 years. And it was amazing. It was Queen Mahaganga the whole way. I wasn't allowed to do anything but just be. It was just so beautiful. And I think the most powerful thing that you have said was that amazing short video that I watched online, because I think I wasn't here, where it was, it's nothing, it's nothing, it's nothing, it's nothing, it's nothing. It's just nothing. All of it was just rubbish. And when I opened up to just letting grace happen, it was breathtaking. Took my breath away the whole trip. And on the way back also, I did not know when I was going to come back. I hadn't bought my ticket. And at midnight, one night, I just said, okay, I've got some points. Let's see what happens. And I think I got the cheapest ticket back to Portugal that anyone has ever purchased. Because I had some points, and I got a ticket for $5. And a second suitcase for free. So who's ever heard of these things? Guruji, there is so much gratitude, so much gratitude because it's all because of you.
Yes. Yes. When we say, because she's speaking one video, I hear it, so many people, they like it because it's nothing. And just to clarify, because there's no cynicism in it about life. It's not saying life is nothing, no. It's saying what you think of it is nothing. What you're believing, or what you're making up in your mind is nothing at all, no. Oh, I have to do this, and what will happen? Nothing is just nothing. Leave it be, and let it show you what it has to show, not you producing. Let it be and see what happens. Then, if it doesn't work, then comes Sri Mooji. You really screwed me up. So, okay, tell me how. Tell me how it doesn't. You have the right attitude. Even you start off with the wrong attitude, and gradually something begins. So, whoa. I wasn't expecting this. I mean, this really brought a fresh way of looking into my way. Everything turns out just beautiful. Better than if it was unfolding in the way that your mind would prefer it to unfold. Even that will be far below allowing it to be expressed as a gesture of life. And how it is appearing in your heart and how you will perceive like this. And yet you need not be attached even to this. Even this you don't have to be attached or you want more. No. Put everything clean. Wipe the slate clean. Wipe everything clean. Like this. Don't know how to live. Just be life. You are life. You don't have to know how to live. Yes. We grew up, sometimes I say I'm very happy for some aspects of my upbringing. I would say like this, I'm sure everybody have some aspects of your upbringing, you're very happy for that. Because it is important that some things are taught when we are young. How to be respectful to others, not just the elderly, to everybody. And, like these you learn things. And they were important things to learn. I don't want to say, oh, it's rubbish, it's nothing. It is something. But at this stage of one's spiritual growth, it is important to be reminded, that life is not so hard by itself. It's our minds make it so hard. And the way that we are largely interpreting, assuming, projecting, making things up, rather than seeing it as it is.
There were no decisions to make.
Yeah.
I didn't make any decisions. It just flowed, Guruji.
Flowed,
and if I had written a wish list of every single thing that I wanted, I got more than what was on my wish list. It just, and I could not have conceived of how things have worked out. I had no idea. And I had so much gratitude, Guruji.
Very good.
I love you so much.
I love you too. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. I feel with the things that we have shared so far, allow them some space to really just to find where they need to sit in you for now. But don't put them anywhere. Let them find their seat. Just like you came in here and you found your place. Let the words and what I've pointed, let it find its place in you, like that. And let's stop here for now, like that. And just be with this. Not so much mentally about what did he say, but just because everything that has been shared from you and shared with you, it comes from a silence. However diverse what we speak is, all of it share the same DNA as consciousness. Silence, peace, love, same thing. And it's not something that your mind is going to do. Be with it for a moment. And we will take a break for a bit, and we will come back. Some of us who need to go, then I wish you well on your journey. We won't be having satsang, I think, for a little bit, but there will be some broadcasting taking place. As you know, the intention is I'll be traveling for a month or so to share with in different places for a little bit. And wherever you are, then may what has been shared over this period of time in satsang, it really is enough to take you all the way, if you have really heard that. You're all welcome also to come back. We'll take some chai. You can come back and use this portion of satsang to read some of the letters that come. And then, yes, that will be it. So I'll ask if someone will come today to play some music. And
हरि सुंदर नंदम कुंदा कृष्ण नारायण हरि ओम हरि सुंदर नंदम कुंदा कृष्ण नारायण हरि ओम हरि सुंदर नंदम कुंदा कृष्ण नारायण हरि ओम हरि केशव हरि गोविंदा कृष्ण सुंदर नंदम कुंदा कृष्ण नारायण हरि ओम हरि सुंदर नंदम कुंदा कृष्ण नारायण हरि ओम 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 हरि सुंदर
you like to share something? Just like to say that you, you, Krishna, and this bhajan have been living in my heart. You've just been with me totally. And this bhajan was revealing itself. So much beauty, so much satsang. There is one line about Krishna wanting to, always being a very cheeky child and living in the village and wanting to steal butter. And he, you know, the gopis in the village are, you know, making butter from milk and hard work. And then he's stealing it. And he wasn't hiding. He's just eating it, and it's dripping down his face. And everybody feels Krishna is the stealer of hearts. But actually, for me, this butter became deeply significant. It's actually the I. And Krishna is stealing the I. And he's eating it. And sometimes you say on stage that I want to eat someone. And it's just, you know, and the gopis would shout and complain and be angry because they'd made it for their husbands and their wives and their families and other people. And so I feel like you're Krishna and you're stealing eyes everywhere. And some of us are shouting and screaming and getting a little bit upset about our eye being stolen. But underneath, you can't say how much gratitude there is for this. It's and it's just one line of a bhajan, or one incident in Krishna's life where he's behaving in a particular way. I've realized that he was awake even in the womb. And even his mother couldn't hold him. And Devaki or Yashoda couldn't hold him. And they had to release their attachment at certain times. You can't hold a free one unless they allow you to hold them.
Yes. Yes.
I feel this place is Gokul. It's like you're Krishna. Everybody is Krishna, but maybe they just don't know it at certain points. But when they become conscious of that Krishna inside their heart, then we can sing with joy.
It's beautiful.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, thank you. So,
I am completely yours. Completely. Thank you. Thank you, everybody.
thank you. Very good. Thank you. Let's go.